Hello! Today I want to do a bit of more of a moodier look with the Silent But Deadly palette, and I kind of want to just dress up for fun. The colors I think I want to go for are more like, I really want to get this dark blue on, and then that's the only plan I have so far. And then I got this dress from Disturbia. It's kind of like a plaid shirt, like big dress. And I haven't been able to make it to work because it looks very cute on the model, but as you can see, it's kind of gigantic. So I kind of want to try to make this look cute. I have a couple pairs of leggings over there. Then I have this super cute earring from Belle Juri. They come in individuals. You can only buy one earring, not the pairs. So if you wanted the whole pair, you'd have to buy two of these. But just look at how cute that detail is. They are handmade with clay, I think. The yarn for like the hair and stuff, I'm not too sure. I really hope it's not wool, because then that would make it not vegan. But these are so cute, and I think they would just, I'm trying to go for like kind of like an alt girl type look. I did end up getting a pair of Belle Juri earrings. This is the girl with the pearl earring. I'll take them out a little later. This is how they get shipped. This one actually came wrapped in some like tissue. And then just for a little bit more added bit of fun, I'll throw on these press-on nails later. Look at how cute those are. And I could just use like little stickers to stick them on and then take them off and then reuse them. I cannot do long nails. I just can't live in them. But I do think they're cute, and I think I can tolerate them for a few hours. So that's the plan. Let's get started. So it's still super freaking hot here. I think it's like 84 degrees inside the house. So I'm going to do very minimal base. Just enough to kind of even out the skin tone. I'm going to use my Refi. See, this is what I'm talking about how I don't like the little top component. I know some people like it because they dip their brush, but for me, sometimes, occasionally, it tends to go the other way. And that nozzle wasn't clogged, so how dare you. Let's do 2 pumps. Maybe it's because I hold it at an angle sometimes. I'll just do a quick base. I mostly want to focus on the eye makeup and do something fun. Maybe add some gems. But yeah, my last video I had posted, I just didn't get ready with me to go hang out with my mom, and I've been embracing this, just force myself to dress nice even if the occasion isn't special, use the nice clothes that I've been trying to set aside for one day. Because I had mentioned in previous videos that a lot of the clothes that I had bought for like one day I will wear this have not been fitting, and I have been on a bit of a get fit kind of journey, and I'll talk a little bit about that here too, and just catch up on some other things that have been going on. I filmed some vlogs that I was gonna post, and I was going through them. This was before my like time off, like before I had to put my videos on private so that my job wouldn't find them during the background check. And yeah, some of the stuff is irrelevant, so I think maybe I'll compile it into something later. Alright, just turn that additional light off because I think it was too much. But during that time I was off, and I was waiting to hear from this job that I really, really wanted. And I was being super extra cautious. It's because I just did not know what would come up, because I heard that the sheriff's department was going to be doing my background check. And that, I think we're just going to use this light one up here. And this darker one. This is the ABH Blush Trio. Yeah, so as soon as I heard the sheriff's department and I had to go get fingerprinted and all that, I was like, oh, this is like legit and this is serious. But before I even got the official, like, you got the job, like, email, I had dyed my hair back to brownish kind of color, or as best as I could get it to brown, because I had dyed hair before that. And I want to make a good impression during the interview. And months and months went by and I wasn't hearing anything. It wasn't months and months. I think I had my interview in like late September, and I didn't get the official like you got hired until mid-December. So I was like starting to worry. And I told myself, you know what? I'm just gonna dye my hair because I know whenever I do something, I kind of jinx it and like things go bad. I was like dyeing it with the intention of I'm probably not gonna hear from them. But just on the off chance that it triggers the opposite reaction, I'm gonna dye my hair again. So I did that. I ended up dyeing it again. And I'm not kidding you, like a couple days later, I heard from them and that I got the job. And I was like beyond excited because I just felt like this job was going to be really good for me. And I get to work alone by myself. So that's like the ideal job for me as like an introvert or like a quiet person. So I was like super excited about that. Another crazy thing that happened because of the job, I feel like the refi isn't enough coverage, so I'm gonna go in with a little bit more, or a little concealer around just to even out the blush application too. But another weird thing that happened due to that job was I had to get a physical in order to get the job. And I showed up and I was like, cool, it's probably just going to be like, how mobile are you? They want to make sure you're able to physically do the job. And when I checked in, the nurse said, have you done your blood test yet? And I was like, blood test? What are you talking about? I am not giving blood. I am afraid. I've only given blood once for a test that I found out I had like stomach ulcers or something like that. And I had the bacteria for it. And that was back when I was like 16. And that had been the only time I had given blood, but I am so squeamish when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I was like freaking out and I was like, just do it, it's worth it, it's for the job. But they were mostly checking for TB, I think. And of course I was negative. But they did give me a slight blood panel of kind of like my blood sugars and all that stuff, and I found out that a couple of the tests were showing that I was iron deficient. And me being a vegan, I was like, okay, I should really supplement this. And I did start taking supplements. I did mention in my last video about some other kind of supplements that I started taking that have been helping with my hormones. But I started taking this supplement for my iron. I had noticed that I would get really out of breath doing really simple things. And once I started taking the iron supplement, I felt less out of breath and I was having a little bit more energy, and that was like after like maybe a month of taking the supplement. I recently ran out and I hadn't been taking it for like a couple weeks again, and I started feeling that feeling again, that out of breath feeling, but I finally was able to restock on it yesterday, so I'm back on it. But I was just kind of amazed. And then it also kind of made me aware of maybe certain things I should watch out for in my diet, or I should be more mindful of. This is the Half Magic Beam Trap that I'm using as my bronzer and as my highlighter. So I guess some good came out of that. A couple good things came out of that. And I learned, because I had been doing a lot of like at home hand weight type of workouts, and nothing was like really changing. I learned that something as simple as kind of like just walking more was really helping manage my weight a little better. Because at work I would do like a lot of walking, you know, in my prior job, and then now I was doing more walking, but it was a little bit more slower pace because I had to be vigilant and like be aware of like hazards around my environment. So it was just more of a moderate pace, not like a rushed, like I need to get somewhere type of race. So I've been doing like slower walks, and that itself had been helping kind of like manage my weight. And then I found this really cool lady on YouTube. Her name is Amy.
Everyone, I'm Amy.
She's so bubbly and sweet. And like it's so like Like, you would see these videos and probably think those are old lady workouts. I would do them whenever I would have time. Like, I'll do strength training, like body weight or hand weight workouts, maybe at most twice a week. These EMI workouts, I would do them a couple times a week, whenever I could. And it's just like arm swinging, like you're just swinging your arms kind of vigorously. And some of them it's like lymphatic drainages and like rubbing your tummy. And she kind of tells you like these little affirmations in the background while you're doing them. Like there was one point where she was all like, this is my tummy. She's not perfect, but she's so cute still, isn't she? And it's just like those little things that just kind of like, they register in your mind. And then yesterday, when I dressed all cute to go hang out with my mom, like I could tell it had like little rolls sticking out of my side of the sweater. And I didn't mind. I was like, look at my cute little rolls. So some of that is sticking, but I'm slowly losing the weight. And just with doing like this 2 times a week, doing kind of like intense like muscle building exercises, and then 2 times a week doing these light little just move your body around type workouts, just naturally eating a little better because I'm not stressed out anymore because my job is, I feel like I'm in a much healthier environment. Like I said, I get to work on my own, manage myself, and it's just an awesome place to be. Looking back at how such a terrible state of mind I was back then to where I'm at now, whatever suffering and struggling I did for like those 2-3 years, totally worth it for where I ended up in the end. But let's continue. I'm gonna use this tan color, and like I always knew that the bad wasn't gonna last forever. Like I was aware because I talked about it here too, that I have had bad times in my life where it just felt like things were never going to get better. And then they did. Like, so if you're ever at that point where you're like, my life is just not where I wanted, will I ever get out of this hole? You will. I'm sure we've all had those times in life where it just seems like there's no hope, and 2-3 years later you look back and you're like, that wasn't so bad, or that was bad, but it was totally worth it to get to where I'm at right now. It just felt like life had other plans for me, and I kept forcing what I had before to work, the career I was at. Like, I just really didn't want to give it up, and I just kept trying to force it to work. And maybe that's life's way of saying, like, I don't care how hard you try, this isn't gonna be your spot, so we're just gonna keep nudging you out in this other direction, and, you know, until you listen, and things are gonna be better on the other side, but you just don't know it yet. So yeah, if you're stuck in that position, just hold on for a little bit. It'll get better. And that's that tan color. I think I need, let's even out this side. Okay, now we're gonna do the dark blue. I should have probably done the eyes before. Okay, these are funny names, so I have to mention them. The tan one was, what is it? Cheek Squeak. And this blue navy one is called Butt Trumpet. I already see fallout happening. I got a set of these Morphe brushes because I thought they'd be like good for what they are, but just haven't been feeling them. This one's a Sigma brush. A little different style, but I found that I really enjoy my Sigma brushes, my Belle Beauty bar brushes, and my Cosmic brushes, Cosmic Beauty, whatever they want to call themselves nowadays. I like their brushes too. I'm just trying to pat it on so I don't make too big of a mess. I feel like with these Glaminatrix palettes, I do get a lot of fallout or powderiness whenever I'm using it, but I don't mind it. But it's more than I'm used to with some of the other brands I use. Just gonna muddy this up right now. Oh, terrible. Why did I pick that brush up again? Alright, and things got a little muddy there, but we're gonna make it part of the look. I'm going to drag some of that blue up here too. I'll shape it up a little bit better, but we'll keep it like that. And bring some of that tan color in here. What do I lack? Talent. Is it gonna keep me from playing with fun makeup? Nope. And it shouldn't keep you from playing with fun makeups either. Everything is fixable. Sometimes a mistake leads you to a new technique, a new look, a new style of doing makeup. Just go with it. This is why people who know what they're doing with makeup do their eyes first if they're going to do some bold, crazy colors. Like I said, everything is fixable. Alright, kind of cleaned up. Redid a little bit of the blush, and we're back. Underneath, I think I want to do a little bit of a different color. Should we go with green? Or should we go with this dark purple? Kind of afraid to tilt it because of all of the dust, but... No, I already used pink. Don't want to do gray because I feel like that's going to take it down. I'm going to trust my gut and I'm going to go with a gas leak. Under here. I feel like I always do a lot of the same shape eyeshadow, so I gotta try to deviate from that. But do you personally have like a specific shape that you like your eyeshadow to be? Or do you just do all kinds like all the time? I feel like I've kind of stagnated and just been stuck to a specific shape, but I really gotta get out of that and learn some new eyeshadow shapes. And I'm gonna go with Why Warm on the inner corner. This is a Glaminatrix brush too. I forgot about these. They're super cute, the little wooden handles. These are really good brushes too. I'm gonna fix these guys so that they match a little, and then I'm gonna put sparkle, but I'll be right back. Okay, so we're gonna stop at this shape before it gets any worse. But I really love that dark blue shadow color. Alright, now for sparkles, because I think we need a little bit of sparkle to tie in the purple with the top here. This one pulls like a little green at certain angles, but then it also pulls a little blue. I want to see exactly what this looks like. Let's see. I think it's going to be too green for the look, but it does have this like purple iridescent-y kind of color. You know, that kind of might work because it kind of like matches this tan color. I'm going to put it on the inner corner. Ooh. It's kind of like fiery, like orange red at certain angles too. Turn this light on, see if we can get a little bit more of that. And I want to put that up here. And that is a really fun color. Put it on the bottom lash line too. I'm just gonna line the eye with the burnt color that I used yesterday. Need to even this out. I sprayed a brush with my Trixie Cosmetics finishing setting spray to get a more even line up here, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and spray and then just tap that blue color all over. That way I get the more intense pigment, like I do have this little line here all over. I'll be right back for that too. Alright, I'm back. I am sweating my makeup off already, but went ahead and did mascara. I did some face gems. These were the Half Magic Euphoria collection that they just recently released. They're more kind of like on the chrome studded, these black ones. Those are the ones I used. I just did a little here on the inner corner and then on the outsides there, and of course up top here. Before I sweat this stuff off, let's swatch these Cosmic Brushes lipsticks that I tried the other day. This one is in Gifted. I really like the formula. It's very creamy, very comfortable. You're gonna see a lot of sweat on my lips. Like I said, it is very hot here. And I had been waiting for a while for Cosmic Brushes to release some more kind of permanent lipsticks to their line. Alright, this is Gifted. And that's what it looks like on my very sweaty lips. Right, now let's do Play It Cool. This one for sure will need a lip liner. I'll show you what it looks like just on bare lips, in case you have a similar skin tone to me. You'll know what it looks like. Alright. That's what it looks like, very sloppily applied. But I have a plan. I'm going to wear this with a purple lip liner from Black Moon Cosmetics. This is the color Underworld. Almost looks black. Let's sheer her out a bit. But it's kind of a plummy purple. Going to kind of melt that into the lipstick a bit. That is with the lip liner kind of blurred into the lip color. I'm going to do a little bit more just to really make the lipstick stand out. That's the lip combo, and I have one more thing to put on the lips. It's called Premonition. It's a lip oil from Blend Bunny. It's like kind of some blue, kind of chunky, almost like there's a little bit of silvery glitter in this gloss. I'll show you the container here. It's kind of hard to pinpoint exactly. It has kind of like a black gloss base. Love that sparkle. Gonna go get dressed up, and then we'll play with those earrings, and then we'll talk the supplements I was talking about earlier. I'm back with the fit and some really over-the-top accessories. But yeah, let me show you what the dress looks. I added a vest to kind of cinch in the waist, but let me show you how baggy it looks without the vest. Mess back there, please ignore it. And drop you down a little. But yeah, this is what the dress looks like. It's I said, yeah, it looks a little baggy. It's actually not as bad as I initially thought. Let's bring you into different lighting. So yeah, that's the dress. Little too big for my liking, but I added this vest to just kind of cinch the waist up and give my body a little bit more form, and I actually like it a lot better this way. Just button up the top. Yeah. And then that is it with the vest. I like it so much better this way. It gives me a little bit more shape. Let's show it back in this lighting. But yeah, really ended up loving this look. From the makeup to the accessories. Oh yeah, I was gonna show you. These are the tights I have. They have like little flowers and stuff on them. It's just such a fun touch. Let me show you these earrings before I die of heat. Yeah, it's really hot. Why am I doing this to myself? Because it's fun. Really wanted to get this out of my system because, like I said, I dressed up yesterday. Or not really dressed up, but like I made an attempt to look cute. And just doing that for myself really brought up my confidence, and it brought a little bit of joy in my appearance. Like I said, I hadn't been feeling the best about my appearance, and then just doing that little bit just to go hang out with my mom. And then I came home and I was like, oh, this is kind of addicting. How can I dress up tomorrow? So that's what brought this about. Alright, so this is the girl with the pearl earring. Just look at the attention to detail on that paint. I believe that's hand painted on her face. And she's got the little bow and the hair. It's just so cute. The one we're actually going to put on. This one, she's this little... Oh, please don't break. She's like this little goth girl. Same thing. Look at the details on her face. Just super cute. And then it's got these crosses, and I think it says, I love you. Not too sure what that says there. I'm gonna put this guy on. At least on one ear, and then I'll put a different earring on the other ear. There's that. Not too heavy. And I have this little moon crescent earring I'll put on the other side. This one's from Moon Magic. This is from Moon Magic 2, and then this one, I think the company changed names and they're not around anymore, but I'm not too happy with the quality of it because I feel like the gemstones are kind of uneven and it's like a lot of a cheaper look than I was expecting when I got it. Let's do the nails. The nails, the only nails. They come with these little stickers so you can apply them temporarily, and they come in different sizes. So you measure your nails to, there's like a template or something, I forgot. I have a size small. You're supposed to push back the cuticles and stuff. I know my cuticles, they need some help. But we pick a size that closely resembles our finger size. So for pinky, I'm going to use this size right here just because it covers the entirety of my pinky. And then you press it on like so. Then you peel the little brown layer off, and then you adhere the nail directly on top and just press it down, and you got a quick set of nails. I'm gonna do the rest off camera. Same thing. Said it a million times already. I'll be back. I am back. These are the nails. How cute. It's Kuromi from Sanrio. And having nails really does give you that little extra bit of confidence, doesn't it? Too bad I'm like useless with them, but girlies with long nails, I don't know how you do it, but props to you. Okay, let's go over these supplements that allegedly have been helping me. This is not, like, I'm not selling anything. I don't have any links. I was just sitting there one day just really frustrated with how my hormone levels behave throughout the month. Like, maybe a week and a half prior to that time, you know, I would swell up, like my belly I would look freaking pregnant. Like I looked like I was ready to give birth. Like my stomach would puff out and it'd be like just really extended and bloated. And this would happen just consistently every month. And it had never been like that like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Like that was never me. And same thing, like just like my sebum levels would just get out of control. Like I would just know I'm gonna get breakouts. Just don't touch them. They're gonna go away on their own. I was getting really frustrated. So I was like, are there supplements that I can take that can kind of manage those? Because I don't want to go onto birth control or anything like that. So I did some very like Google searching in a fit of desperation. And I got these from Whole Foods. But the first one, the brand is called Bond. And the supplement, a dietary supplement for ovarian function, menstrual health, and metabolic support. Mayo and D. Chiro Inositol. Inositol? I'm not too sure here. Read that. But it says key benefits is it supports. I'm sorry, like these are uncomfortable to talk about, but like let's be real, we're women here. We can talk about this stuff. Supports healthy ovulation and ovarian function. Designed for women looking to proactively support metabolic health. Helps promote normal follicular development and key factor in ovulation and egg quality. I'm not trying to get pregnant or anything. I was just trying to find some way to like balance things out. And supports menstrual cycle health, essential for overall reproductive wellness. And then it has about the actual ingredients here. It says promote efficient insulin signaling and glucose processing, essential for metabolic well-being. I think that's particularly the part that's helping me is the insulin signaling and glucose processing. And these two, whatever these things are, I guess Inositol is something that your body regularly produces, so it helps with that. But these two things play a role in cellular signaling pathways that support healthy egg maturation and ovulation, aids in maintaining steady energy levels, which may help occasional sugar cravings. And I did the thing that you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to throw like 3 different factors in, but I ended up doing anyways because, like I said, I was desperate and really frustrated. Another thing I added was this Mary Ruth's 3-in-1 Daily. It's a prebiotic, probiotic, postbiotic. It's for women 40 plus, but I heard it might help with the estrogen balance, so that's why I'm taking it. Yeah, it says it's menopause support and immune function, estrogen support, and these are all vegan. So that is the Mary Ruth's. This one is 1 tablet a day. This one is 3 tablets a day. And then the last thing I added was DIM. I'm going to butcher this. Dindolimethane plus greens. Supports enzyme activity for healthy estrogen metabolism. And I did Google search to see if it's okay to take both of these at the same time. Said it was. So that is what this is, and that's once a day. Now, I took these for a month, and then I noticed that I didn't have that bloat situation happen. Going on, what is this, my second, almost done with my second batch here, and I haven't been getting bloated, so I'm crossing my fingers that that's what's helping it, along with the little bit of movement that I've been making. But just in case you were curious too about the That's the iron builder I take. It's also vegan. 2 little tiny tablets a day. I also make sure I take an omega-3. This has DHA and EPA in it, which is like really important for like brain function, stuff like that. Something that is really difficult for vegans to get to, proper amounts of omega-3s. I know, why are you even vegan if you're going to be deficient in everything? It's been over 20 years. We're not going back. I've been vegetarian since I was 14 and vegan since I was 16. I just turned 37 this month, so I've been surviving okay. I've just been a little deficient in a few things. But most importantly, vitamin B12. I make sure to take a vitamin B12 because that's really important, because that can lead to some very irreversible nerve damage. So if you are vegan, please, please, please take your B12, but consult with your doctor. I am not a medical professional, as I'm just somebody who worries about my health. But yeah, I have to say, since I don't know, I have to say about around late February, things have been really balancing out, and I've been very steadily, very slowly, which I think slow is better, just getting back down to my healthy self, and it's done wonders for my confidence and my happiness. Like I said, I had been trying to vlog some of it, but the vlogs are kind of messy because some of the information was kind of like, I would bring up current event topics that are just kind of irrelevant, and I could crop it out, but we'll do a whole nother video on that kind of stuff too. But taking enough of your time. I'm sweating here. Let's dry off the sweat before we get a finished look at this. I'll post some pictures on Instagram too. Alright, final check-in. This is the eye look, the lip, the earring. These are from Mother Sierra. They do beads and macrame, and it's all handmade by indigenous women in Mexico and Guatemala. And then the nails are the Only Nails. They do also make glue that you can glue these on, but these little stickers are pretty strong. It's enough to last maybe like a few days. And the full fit. Well, thank you for hanging out with me and playing dress up. Like I said, I just turned 37 and I'm just now exploring my style, so if you just are also like me, where you just never got to explore your creativity when you were younger, do it now. It's still fun. You're gonna feel silly at first, but once you do it, it starts getting kind of addicting. So please still make time for yourself, love yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.